we have the NFL honors, which I will give you a rundown on the awards that were given out. So most notably, the most popular award is the MVP that was presented. Well, that was given to Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers. Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald, the other Aaron, but on the defensive side. Offensive.
We're gonna get to it, Trey. We're gonna get to it.
Offensive Player of the Year was Derrick Henry. Offensive Rookie of the Year was Justin Herbert, quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers. Apologies. Defensive Rookie of the Year, defensive end / outside linebacker Chase Young. Comeback Player of the Year was given to Alex Smith. I think that's well deserved. Coach of the Year goes to the Cleveland Browns head coach, Kevin Stefanski.
It's Kevin. Yeah, I think Kyle. Kevin, yeah.
Kevin Stefanski. That beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card round.
He's still gonna bring that.
Walter Payton of the Year went to quarterback Russell Wilson for the Seattle Seahawks.
Actually, if we're being technical, Kevin Stefanski didn't beat us in the playoffs because he couldn't coach. But
yeah, true.
Continue on.
To his team that beat y'all. See, I got beat even worse. I got beat by a coachless. Well, you had a coach, but you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, assistant coach of the year went to Brian DeBall, the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. Clutch player of the year, which is the Hail Mary, Kyler Murray to DeAndre Hopkins. Fantasy player of the year goes to Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills quarterback. FedEx Ground player of the year goes to Derrick Henry, and FedEx Air player goes to Aaron Rodgers. The last two, the Art Rooney sportsmanship goes to Teddy Bridgewater for the Carolina Panthers quarterback. And celebration of the year goes to, here's an award that you can cherish, Trey. It goes to Chase Claypool, the touchdown celebration, doing the happy birthday with Juju blowing out the candles. So with that being said, any agreements or actually disagreements to any of these?
Hold on, Vic. You might as well pick a person because we already know.
Well, we'll go ahead and start off with Aaron Donald being Defensive Player of the Year.
All right.
Somebody has something to say about that.
Yeah, that was bullshit. I mean,
go ahead, Trey. Go.
I don't know whatever way. There's not much.
I think it was the right call.
Yeah, you're gonna say that obviously, but no, that was bullshit. Like it doesn't even have. I mean, more is more. There was somebody in our sports debate page who wanted to make the argument about that Donald's rate of being double teamed is more than what Watts is, which that's cool. That's fine by me. I mean that's cool, but the fact is, more is more. He has more in every major category. At the end of the day, it's not my fault that he was double teamed more or less. Or that's not my. I don't. That has nothing to do with anything. More is more. So, to me, it came down to Aaron Donald. Obviously, has won the award 2 other times.
Right.
He's a bigger name. He's in a bigger market. So, I mean, I get it, but it kind of goes back to some things I say about some of these awards. It's like going back. Well, we'll talk about this like pretty much in the next segment or whatever. But well, it's the same segment. I'm tripping. Chase Young. I felt like no matter, unless he just came out this year and shit the bed, he was a lot to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Like, I don't know what any other defensive player would have had to done to have won that, because you pretty much just knew he was the big defensive name coming out in this draft. That it was pretty much, again, unless he just came out and shit the bed, that it was a guarantee that they were going to give that award to him, and what he wanted. So now that one's not as not a bigger argument, I guess, as this one to me, because I felt like TJ got snubbed the year before, well, last year. So then he came back and he balled out even more this year, and then the same thing happens. And so I don't know what he has to do at this point. Like led the league in sacks. Like I said,
won last year.
Who? Oh, Stephon Gilmore.
Mm.
Which my point would have been, so if you were going to give it to anybody, not TJ, if they wanted to give it to Xavier Howard, who led the league in interceptions this year
with 10
interceptions, okay, I probably would have been still upset, but it would have been like, okay, I can accept that one. But when you go pretty much to saying, even though he plays D tackle now and he's an edge rusher, but you're pretty much in the same realm. And again, one person led in every major category and the other person didn't. Yeah, he got snubbed.
I think they probably went off of in terms of the impact that Aaron Donald has more so than TJ Watt, meaning Aaron Donald plays in the interior as well as the exterior. But again, like you said, Trey, he doesn't lead all the stats like TJ Watt did this season. Last season, I just kind of wanted to go back to that. Understood the whole Stephon Gilmore being, defensive player of the year. I was hoping it was going to be Shaq Barrett since, he led the league in sacks, but that didn't happen. But going back to this whole defensive player of the year, I stated this last time. I thought TJ Watt was going to win defensive player of the year. But I'm thinking, just trying to think of why they did it. But obviously he was second, Aaron Donald referring to him. But in terms of his presence and just the ability and how many positions he makes impact that, which again, defensive tackle and defensive end, I feel like that's probably why, and maybe part of the whole Aaron Donald is double teamed more times than TJ Watt. Probably had both of those things probably had more of a factor into why he became defensive player of the year, even though he didn't lead in the statistical categories that TJ Watt did. So, Spence?
Man, well, I tell you, the NFL is not the National Football League. It's the Now Football League. They probably did give it to TJ, but you know what? They saw that playoff game. You're like, never mind. But no, he did get snubbed. I mean,
hold on. What did Donald do in his playoff game?
I mean, he didn't play nothing.
What did he do in his playoff game?
You're right.
Injured,
hold on.
Okay. I'm just saying.
You know what the difference between that one and the one you're saying? You know what the difference between that? One guy W, one guy L. But anyways, no, he should have won it. To be honest with you, the stats definitely proven so. He has been playing. He's been playing phenomenal this year. It's just that sadly we're in a now football league, so
no, they're
cool.
That's in a past league. They're going off of his past achievements.
Yeah, I believe that's also another part. I forgot to say that. But yeah.
If we're going off of now, 53 tackles to 41, 15 sacks to 13.5. Okay, that's a little closer, right? 23 tackles a loss compared to 12, 55 pressures compared to 42, 41 QB hits compared to 26. The only category that he did win, he had 4 forced fumbles compared to TJ Watt's 2.
Right.
But then TJ had 7 pass defenses compared to 1 and had an interception. Donald had none. Right. And TJ played one less game.
Right. I get what you're saying, but I'm just
Makes no
saying.
sense to me.
I get
That's
it.
all I'm saying.
I get it. I get it. I get it. But I'm just saying I'll tell you, the NFL's, even though they said they locked their picks before the playoffs, I'm telling you, the playoffs is a very big thing for them.
I don't know about that because Aaron Rodgers won't be MVP still.
True, but he did lock the number one seed, but also the Chiefs did. And they're both
I mean,
MVPs, so
we are
and
also we've also been talking about it from time to time too, or especially over the season. When exactly do they do these NFL honors? Like in terms of like who they select, because
like
there's been plenty of times.
what is the exact last day? Like
The only thing I can say, which shouldn't fault on him or factor into him, it might have been our drop off. The fact that we were 11-0 and then
and then
Yeah,
decline.
yeah we declined. They might hold that against him, but it,
It
that's
might,
that's a team thing that has nothing in. The defense was
but
still playing good. The offense wasn't playing good.
right, right, and that's why I said like, what is the? We have to figure out what is the official last day. Like, nope, all votes are done here, because whatever that day is probably how they go by it. It could be those stretch of games that y'all are losing, and you're absolutely right. It wasn't the defense; it was the offense that were really, gain
Shit,
momentum
the
from that.
one game I can say I felt like the defense didn't come together though was the playoff game. I expect them to play a lot better, but outside
Right,
of that though, I mean, even when people went down, TJ was still wreaking havoc because
right,
you could have made the argument, okay, when Bud Dupree was out there and we had Devin Bush, that Watt is only, doing what he's doing because he has
right.
that extra help, but he was still doing what he was doing when it
Without
was
them,
really only him. So
right.
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. I feel like it's the second year in a row my boy got snubbed, especially this year. Like last year, you could have argued somebody like I said, Shat Barrett did ball out last year, so he was somebody I was looking at too. T.J. Watt. I mean, Chandler Jones was in the conversation, but
Yeah,
ultimately they went with Stephon Gilmore, which I couldn't have been mad at that pick. But I, if you would have asked anybody before the end of the season, I think majority of people felt like it was a lock that T.J. Watt was going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, yeah.
So
Right.
that's why when it was announced, I was just like, "What?" Like, because to
that was a
me,
joke.
it's kind of like actually I would have to look it up though, but I want to compare his stats that he had the last time he won Defensive Player of the Year compared to this one, but which I'm talking about Aaron Donald, which I'm
Oh yeah,
pretty sure his numbers were a lot crazier before
yep.
when he won it, and like you knew he was the Defensive Player of the Year when he won it that year, like it was no question in your mind. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, that's crazy. But I mean, with some of these awards, I don't even know who does the voting. Honestly, like, is this the players? Is this like who votes on this shit?
I think it's the fans. I mean, usually it's the fans, but typically I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
Yeah,
either.
Well, I mean,
need some clarity on that.
I guess the good thing is that he only lost by 7 points, so he only lost by 7 votes. I mean, so
And Patrick Mahomes only got 2 votes for MVP.
I mean, everybody pretty much felt like Rodgers had it. Anyways,
I thought it was crazy though. Just for only 2 votes for MVP. Thought he would
well,
have a little bit more, but
well, I don't know. Like, you remember the year Lamar won MVP? They voted Mahomes last year. Actually, they voted Mahomes the fourth best quarterback in the league, and so I mean, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Sometimes these awards and stuff don't really. I mean, I don't put too much stock into a lot of them at this point because some of the awards you just know like there's like I said, I think the last one, that Peyton one, I felt like it was kind of like just giving him just
Yeah,
to kind of
I didn't like
help
that
his
one.
accolades, just to, I mean, he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer, which we're going to talk about in a second here, but it's like he didn't really need it, but whatever. So I feel like that happens a lot with some of these awards, like, oh, we're going to give it to this guy because of this or whatever. But,
Yeah, it's how typically a lot of Bucks fans feel about Pro Bowl selections. Devontae David typically is always a snub in the Pro Bowl voting.
yep.
He should definitely have a lot more accolades than what he does, but he doesn't. So it is what it is.
Yep, it comes with the territory though of like you're playing in a bad market. Well, I won't say Tampa's a bad
Small
market,
market.
a smaller market.
Yeah.
And then I mean they haven't had much success up until now, so
yeah,
more eyes will definitely be on him going forward. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate because he has been balling out consistently. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It's crazy though. I don't think markets or none of that shit should. The stats are the stats for me. Like more is more. Don't tell me about double teams and that's cool. Who was more productive? That's all I care. Like that's it. But they find a way.
Was there any other ones that y'all wanted to discuss or?
We kind of talked about this one already. The Justin Herbert one.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like it was going to go that way, which I am a supporter of her BC, just to make that clear. But I felt like Justin Jefferson
should have got
it to me. I know some people's pushback to that was that if he had more touchdowns, it would have looked better. But the fact that he missed
the first 2 games.
2 games. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2 games. And he's still, I mean, the fact that it's still a record since Randy Moss, nobody's broken it. And think of all the great receivers who have come into the league since Randy Moss. To me, that says a lot. But I mean, it is what it is. I know what a lot of
a run-heavy offense.
Yes, exactly. Run-heavy offense. Where Dalvin Cook was amongst the leading rushers for the majority of the year.
And Kirk Cousins as your quarterback.
Hey, preach, man.
No disrespect. But he's not a bad quarterback, but he's solid. He's not
he ain't great.
A great quarterback. But so actually, he's a good quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback, but sometimes he's more solid than good. So
I mean, he did a good job this year. He didn't.
Yeah, this year.
He didn't shoot himself in the foot as much as what he sometimes can do.
Yeah, this year he probably had his best year in Minnesota, in my opinion.
But nevertheless, though, that's the only one I could probably argue. The rest of them, Alex Smith. I mean, like I said, initially going into the year, well, one, I didn't know Alex Smith was gonna even come back, let alone play. But I initially thought that Big Ben would probably win it because he had went down with a season-ending injury last year, and he had a decent year by the numbers compared like touchdown to reception ratio and everything. But literally, Alex Smith, this man almost died. So like, I have no argument there at all to make. Like, nobody else even stands out that could have won that award. You might maybe rename it the Alex Smith Award, and I'm not mad at that either. Like,
and you also he also got the Washington football team to the playoffs. So
that is true. Yeah,
nobody expected that at all.
Well, except you, right?
I mean, yeah, I called it, but there's a lot of things I've called throughout the season. They call me a magician sometimes.
Nah, they call your boy Mahomes a magician on the field. I don't know if you've seen that footage.
Yeah, he disappeared on Sunday, so.
No, we not. That's not.
You seen that hit that that suit put on him, he disappeared right after that.
Yeah, I see it better hit from Sue with
Yeah,
us.
yeah, it's okay. But he's winning over here, so
Moving on.
yeah. Moving on to the next topic then.